Yeah.
Welcome to Fantasy Football Evolution, the next generation of fantasy football. If you're a returning player, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Use this video to brush up on the rules and regulations of FFE and learn about some small rule changes we have for the 2018 season. If you're a new player, it's good to see you. You're in for a treat. FFE is one of the greatest games to play in all of fantasy football. Use it as a tutorial for all the rules, regulations, drafting, settings, and prize money available through Fantasy Football Evolution. FFE features a unique three-tiered process for gameplay. Phase 1, a traditional 12-team league setup. Phase 2, a 3-week free-for-all elimination where teams attempt to score as many points as possible and advance to the final round. Phase 3, a 64-team NCAA-style single elimination tournament to determine the FFE World Champion. But let's begin where it all starts, the draft. FFE features a revolutionary draft process in which you draft at your pace because it's your league. That's right, you're the only human in the room. The other owners are cutting-edge artificial intelligence generated by FFE for a 20-round draft, snake style, where you draft at 5 minutes, 5 hours, however long you want. On top of that, you get to choose your draft position. You can draft first, second, third, all the way up to 12th, and you get the corresponding spot in a typical snake draft. FFE's artificial intelligence is set to draft with different strategies and specifications so that every draft will be different. One draft, 8 QBs may go in the first round, the next draft only 3. It's going to be different every time, and that means more drafts and more fun for you. In FFE, the team you draft is yours for the entire season. Rosters are locked. No ads, no drops, no watching the waiver wire. The team's yours, win, lose, or draw, so make sure you draft right. In the draft, you have to make sure to fill all your positions. That includes 3 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, 2 kickers and 2 defense, 4 running backs, and 4 wide receivers. And 2 players in each cannot have the same bye week, so you can fill your roster. Barring trade or injury, you should be able to have a complete roster 1 through 10 for every game, every week. Your starting lineup consists of 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a kicker, a tight end, a defense, and 2 flex positions. These are very important. They are super flex positions. They can be anyone on your roster. That's right, you could play 3 quarterbacks. You could even play 3 kickers. I don't think that's sound strategy. Draft wisely, the team is yours for the whole year. This year, FFE is offering mock drafts to help hone your drafting skills. Each owner will get 2 mock drafts for free and can buy more in packages of 5 for a minimal fee. Now that your team is drafted, let's talk about the season-long competition. Phase 1 is the first 7 weeks of the season, where your team goes up against 7 AI teams within your league with a chance to win every week. If you outscore your opponent's team, you get a win. Finish 4-3 or better, or in the top 50% of everyone competing, and you're on to the second round. Phase 2 is the elimination round, where you attempt to accrue as many points as possible over a 3-week period. If you score enough through those 3 weeks added to your average from weeks 1 through 7, you'll make to the next round. That's right, week 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus the average of weeks 1 through 7, and your top 64, you're in. If you finish phase 1 4-3, and your average score for those 7 weeks is 135, then in week 8 you score 149, in week 9 you score 124, and in week 10 you score 178, your total is 586. If that 586 is top 64, then you've made phase 3. Didn't make phase 3? Don't worry. FFE has a consolation competition that starts in week 9 and runs through week 16. The top 5 winners of everybody that ever entered wins cash. Phase 3 is a giant single elimination tournament where all teams are seeded based on their final phase 2 rankings. Everyone here is qualified for some sort of prize. You win and you advance, and the finals are played in week 16. That's right, returning players. You spoke and FFE listened. The final game this year will be in week 16. No more week 17 where half your team is on the bench. The final championship $25,000 game will be played in week 16. Well, we will crown the $25,000 Fantasy Football Evolution champion. So, how do you earn points for your team? Another aspect of FFE that we want to cover here is its scoring system. FFE uses a half-point PPR system with bonuses for yardage milestones and longer plays. Touchdowns are 4 points for passes and 6 points for rushing, receiving, or defensive scores. There's 1 point for every 25 yards passing and 1 point for every 10 yards rushing or receiving. There are bonuses for every TD pass, run, or reception over 20 yards. There's a bonus 3 points for every 300 yards passing and 100 yards rushing or receiving. Then an additional point for every 50 yards passing or 25 yards rushing or receiving. Players lose 2 points for fumbles and interceptions. Kickers get a point for a PAT and 3 for a field goal up to 30 yards. Field goals longer than 30 yards get a point for each additional 10 yards. Defenses receive points for sacks, turnovers, safeties, block kicks, and scores. Points are also earned by holding teams to low yards and low scores. No negative points for defenses. So you got the scoring down. Let's talk about how to win one of these giant checks. Play multiple teams. FFE allows and encourages multiple teams. You can draft 1, 5, 10, 20, or more teams, and they can all play in the global competition. The more you draft, the less your cost per team. Drafting more teams allows for good draft strategy and team stacking and protects against injury, trade, or poor play. The other advantage to having multiple teams is a state and weekly competition. Every week, FFE pays $100 to its highest scoring team. On top of that, there is a state competition from wherever you're from that plays the same way as a global championship with cash prizes as well. The more teams you draft, the better chance you have of making Phase 3. FFE also offers a great referral program where every friend that you refer gets $4 towards teams and you get $4 towards building your FFE teams. Another great aspect of FFE is their private competitions. You can create and host your own 3-phase competition. You can invite friends to join, and FFE will host all the way to the end of the season. All teams in private competitions are also eligible for the main tournament and the $25,000 grand prize. This season, FFE has partnered with 1221 Entertainment for a series of podcasts called the FFE Podcast. They will be informative, strategy-based, and allow you to navigate your fantasy football experience. They are a must for the serious player and a great help for beginners as well. Check the website early and often, as these podcasts will post from time to time. Now you have all the information. It's time to throw your hat in the ring. Study the game, invite your friends, but most importantly, sign up today, because who knows, you might be the next FFE national champion.